Hello?
Hi, it's Nancy Drew.
Did you ask Yanni about using his picture yet?
Yes, but he said no.
Darn. Well, thanks for trying.
That's it for now.
Answers, Nancy. I need answers.
Hey, Nance.
Hi, Ned.
What's going on?
Yanni Volkstaya, the cross-country skier? Someone threw a bomb at him while he was out on the slopes training.
A bomb? You mean like a grenade or something?
Whatever it was, it left a small crater. I saw it myself.
Why would someone do that?
From what I've read, Yanni is a pretty ruthless competitor. He's probably made a lot of enemies. In fact, he's convinced that his competitors are the ones who blew up the bunkhouse. He thinks they were trying to intimidate him.
And what do you think?
I think he could very well be right. Someone is definitely using explosives around here. And if Yanni's enemies are even half as determined as he says they are, it's quite possible that one of the people now at the lodge is working for them.
But getting rid of someone by blowing him up? Isn't that a little excessive?
Maybe they're trying to scare him into quitting.
Well, either way, sounds to me like figuring out who's behind these bombings is the way to go.
Are you familiar with a book by Jack London called The Call of the Wild?
Sure, it's about a dog who winds up leading a pack of wolves. It's a classic. Why do you ask?
Because I found a copy of it in Lou's room.
Interesting. Maybe he's got something to do with the wolf that's been lurking around outside the lodge.
I was thinking the same thing. He does spend a lot of time outside by himself. He says he's snowshoeing, but maybe he's up to something else. Something that ties in with the wolf somehow.
Or maybe the fact that he's reading that book is all just a big coincidence.
Yeah, that could be too.
As I recall, it was a pretty good book.
Guadalupe Comillo says she's a bird watcher, but I'm not so sure.
Why do you say that?
For one thing, most birders will go on for hours about the birds they've seen or the birds they want to see, but not her. In fact, birds seem to be the last thing on her mind.
And for another thing?
The alarm clock from her room is missing.
So, she's not a bird watcher because she sleeps in?
I found a melted clock face in the debris left behind when the bunkhouse exploded. It could have been part of the timing device.
Do you think it could have been Guadalupe's? You think she's the one who blew up the bunkhouse?
Hey, women can blow things up too, you know. At the very least, they can help blow things up.
Whatever you say.
The guy who built Icicle Creek Lodge also built this weird concrete pyramid thing nearby that everyone calls Trapper Dan's Needle.
What's it for?
No one knows, but there was a piece of black nylon-type fabric sticking out of it. Like there's a door in it and someone had snagged their clothes on it on their way in.
So you think there's a door, but you can't see one?
Right.
Well, just keep poking around. If something's got a front door, it usually has a back door, too.
Ollie's on the avalanche patrol, which means he knows how to handle explosives.
Could he be the mad bomber?
He's got the temperament for it, I can guarantee you that. What I'm not sure about is why he'd be the mad bomber. Although he did mention that he wanted to get back into ranching for himself.
What's stopping him?
No property and no cash. Which reminds me, Chantal hasn't gotten around to giving him the raise she promised him. He seemed a tad bitter about that.
Maybe he figures if he wreaks enough havoc around there, Chantal will shut down the lodge and sell it to him for next to nothing. Not only will he get property, he'll get revenge.
You really think she'd sell the lodge to Ollie?
Of course not, but if Ollie thinks that, he could easily be your guy.
It was great talking to you.
Call again soon, okay?
I will. Bye. Order up. Order up. Order up. Order up. Order up.
until you have proven yourself in battle. The Snow Princess surrenders, for now.
I'm starting to get really cold. A nice fishing shack, a nice warm one at that. It is really, really cold out here. I feel warmer already.
Hey, excellent job on the snow shoveling, eh? We had ourselves one fine time out there because of you, especially Lou here.
I beat him 5 times.
By the slimmest of margins. Which is why now he's too chicken to go mano a mano with me out there in the ice fishing shack.
Snowshoeing's my thing, dude. Besides, it's animal cruelty.
Gimme a break. You ever been ice fishing?
As a matter of fact, I have.
Excellent. Here's the deal. I need some competition, so I want you to go out there and try to catch a bigger fish than I caught yesterday, which means you gotta catch a 2-foot northern pike. Now, it's a bit of a hike out to the lake, but the shack is solar heated, so it's nice and warm inside. So what do you say, kiddo? You game?
Anything to make you guests happy.
Atta girl.
Well, I'll let you get back to beating Lou.
Drop by anytime.
Stop! You cannot pass until you have proven yourself in battle. You win, so you may pass.
It is really, really cold out here. Oh my gosh. It looks like someone came in here and just wrecked everything. including the fishing gear. So much for catching a 2-foot northern pike. Left behind by whoever trashed this place, maybe? 202-555-7237. That's a U.S. phone number. It is really, really cold out here. I feel warmer already. Somebody left me a note.
Hey, little Miss Fisherman. What can I do for you?
I hate to tell you this, but someone wrecked all the fishing gear that was in the fishing shack.
What? You're kidding. So my gear's ruined?
Yes, was that your only equipment?
Wait a minute. Ollie ice fishes. Go ask him for a hook and line, and don't take no for an answer.
Well, I better get back to work.
See you later.
What you need?
Someone went into the ice fishing shack and ruined all of Bill Kessler's equipment.
Probably some animal-loving eco-fanatic who figured it was time to save the fish.
Problem is, Mr. Kessler still insists that I try to catch a 2-foot northern pike.
Say no more. There's my tackle box. It's all yours. Kessler tried to rope me into competing with him, but I can't very well do that when you've got my hook and line now, can I?
No, I don't suppose you can.
What else do you want?
I'd better get back upstairs.
Keep me posted.
I'm glad for the chance to talk once again. There is something I must explain.
By all means, explain away.
What I said before about wolves. It is because my grandmother was killed by wolves. Killed and devoured.
How?
Years ago, when my mother was a little girl, her mother, my grandmother, was on her way back from the village on her motor scooter, which was and still is the only means of transportation most Fredonians can afford. It was January, and the sun had just set, and it was dark, very cold. There were thousands of wolves in the countryside that winter. At night they would roam in huge, hungry packs. My grandmother was halfway home when she came upon a young man waving from the side of the road for her to stop. He too had been on a scooter, but his had broken down, and wolves were gathering all around him, preparing to attack. My grandmother, of course, stopped, and he leapt on behind her, and they took off down the road with the wolves, dozens of them, chasing after them. But with 2 people riding it, her scooter was slow, much too slow, and the wolves soon caught up with them. And when one of the wolves seized my grandmother's boot in its teeth and started to pull, instead of helping her, the man pushed her off the bike. It instantly gained speed and he got away. My grandmother, set upon by the wolves, did not.
That's terrible.
Tormented by guilt, the young man eventually confessed. He went to prison for several years, and the wolves were hunted year-round until the countryside was rid of them. But the damage was done. And so, I'm happy to talk to you about any subject except wolves. About them, I have nothing to say.
You're busy, so I'll let you go.
We'll talk again, I'm sure.
Yes?
Do you own a book about birds of the Southwest?
I might. Why do you ask?
Because I found a piece of a book cover in the fishing shack, and since it was about birds, I wondered if it was yours.
No, it's not from any book I have. I've never been in the ice fishing shack, so how could it be?
I've enjoyed talking to you.
Ta-ta!